All right. Hey there, guys. Wanted to hop on, kind of do a little review of what happened in a small outlook. So, the first thing I want to talk about is on October 7th, I laid out the importance of the next few weeks because we're either going to get some corrective activity and reconfirm the quarterly downside triggers, and I laid out my dream scenario. Here was the live stream I reposted on the 13th. The original one was on the 7th, okay? And here was a picture from the 7th of what I wanted to see the market do. I wanted some weekly corrective activity, and then ideally I wanted reversals back down to re-trigger the quarter. And then the next week, we got that weak corrective activity on the weekly. So I was like, great, this is kind of shaping up exactly how I wanted things to do. And kind of another thing that added to my bias, my downside bias, was the NQ chart. And I'll pull up this picture that I pulled from my Discord. So on October 8th, I was pointing out to everybody that we had this double bottom down here. And where we come from, double bottoms, they're going to get broken. It's just a matter of when. So I still wanted us to go up higher on NQ before coming lower and taking out these lows. And then I said, I was being a smart ASS. I said, I see your double bottom, and I raise you the bottom of our broadening formation. So let's go to the futures charts. And we perfectly got the dream scenario that I wanted on the weekly time frame, because that was the weekly trigger. And I stressed and stressed, you couldn't pay me to short the quarterly trigger when it triggered. Because why would I want to do that? We've had 5 weeks of straight selling. I'm not trying to go short there. That's the worst possible place anybody can go short. So we have to be picky. And in me being picky, that's where my dream scenarios come from. Because I want to see corrective activity. I want to stop people out. So who have already been in short and maybe they were trailing down the weekly highs. I want them to get stopped out. And then I want to look for a way back in. And the way back in, well, there was some daily entries, but on the weekly was a 2 up, 2 down weekly reversal. It's the only possible reversal that we could have after a 2 up. So that's why I wanted the 2 back down to re-trigger the quarter. RTY was already much weaker and pretty much stayed in force on the quarter the whole time. And then this week we got that was supposed to not be a target line. I apologize. That was supposed to be a trigger week. So all stratters know that we're to short here and our target is here. And that's just what's so great about the strat, is it is completely objective. I don't know what I'm trying to do over here. You can't not say that that's true and that that's what's happening. We're reversing last week's direction and time frame continuity. And you'll see RTY hit its downside target. Now this is the quarterly contract. It's not the continuous, so I have like no more data over here. So I'm going to have to go to the RTY chart. Now, let me also show you why I also had such a bear lean, because when this reversal happened, same week as this one, well, I guess it took an extra, but we hit the weekly target. So, and reversed, failed from there. All right. So on the weekly basis, before this week even existed, I knew we had a double bottom down here. I'm going to show you that on the daily in just a second. So I knew we had a double bottom down here. I knew we hit upside exhaustion right here. and that's exactly where profit was taken, where you're supposed to see pullbacks, and where you're going to see reversals. So on the daily, this is that double bottom. Now, like I said, here's the picture. That's the daily double bottom at 589 and 586. Now, I said we're going to go up before we go down, but we don't know how high we're going to go up. But we don't need to know. The charts tell us that. So went up, went up, went up, boom, hit that weekly target, came into here, instant profit taking, instant reversal. Then if you're only trading on the daily, you could have gotten in here to the downside to ride it all the way down. Major target 1 because that's a pivot, but major target here because that's a double bottom, and everybody's stops are down there. People think that double bottoms are support or safe. They can be for a minute, but they're always going to pretty much tend to come back and get hit. So we know that. So we're short from here all the way down to here for the broadening formation. And I don't know if you guys, probably not, there might be a few of you, any ICT traders. I was in the futures room talking because this day we opened, we fell down, we retraced, and I noticed this immediate retracement to where there could have been a fair value gap formed there, but no, price immediately filled it and then fell. And I was in the futures room just letting them know I saw that, and it's very bearish. It's a very bearish signature. All right, let's go to my crazy SPY drawing. I've been talking a lot about ranges and expanding them and falling back through them, reclaiming them, whatever you want to call them. So, gosh, when was that tweet? I'll have to find it for you. Let's go to the daily, make it big. Because remember, price action is going to show you or present itself the way that it wants to present itself to you. So our job is to find the ranges, find the broadening formations. And I had posted on this day, I said we just hit the bottom of this white little baby broadening formation. So the question is now, are we going to expand out of it and come down for these lows? Because you can see the ranges. You have a swing high to a swing low, so that's one range. We have a swing low to a new high, that's another range. Then over here we made a higher high to this high, so then that begins, and we fail it, so then that begins the new range. So anytime we come into new highs, it is potential exhaustion, and reversals can happen because people take profits at new highs. You're supposed to take profits at new highs. That's why price retreats, and then you will see reversals. And we had a really nice market-wide simultaneous inside hour and down break across the whole market this day. I'll go and show you. Right here. This is an inside bar. So a 2, 1, 2 down, boom, hit the quarterly trigger, which a higher time frame trigger is a lower time frame target. So you can take partial profit there and expect corrective activity. It's short-term exhaustion risk, just meaning people are going to start taking profit here and you're likely to see corrective activity. Then we let that happen. We sat, we waited. Then in the afternoon on Friday, we took this short back down, targeting a new low of day and then these lows, but we ran out of day. And it was also OPEX, so things got really slowed down during this hour. I remember the 30-minute, it was just like, it just puttered out for a minute, but it did hit its target. So that was a nice end of day scalp. So what now? Well, we're going to go take these lows out. I don't know if that's going to happen tomorrow. We don't know. I don't know where futures are going to open. We don't know. All we know is we're going to look for bearish reversals back down to take this out. Then what? Well, then we will be short-term exhausted to the downside, potentially. It doesn't mean things can't keep going. If things want to, they can just come and try and come all the way down to this bottom of this broadening formation, which trend lines really are not a concrete actual target. I call them bonus targets. We want to get our actual levels from the daily, so you got to look left to find next levels. So I don't really even like that one. But this level here would correspond lovely with this pivot low target. Then what do we got over here? We got a double bottom right there. That low and that low. So we will be targeting all this stuff. So as long as the quarterly is in force, meaning we are below this quarterly trigger, and what is that trigger? Let me hide all my lines real fast. So red 2 up, we're looking for the 2 down. So as long as we're below last quarter's low, which is that 422 level, we're gonna look to get down here at 403. As long as we're in force. So what that means is you have to be below 422. So now what? Now on a day-to-day basis, so we don't have any more actionable signals really. So what you're going to want to do, let me get I need my drawings back. As long as we're below, whoa, that's never happened before. That's never happened to me before. That's what he said. Just kidding. Okay. We're going to want to be patient. You can either play hourly reversals back down if we're going to continue going 2 down, 2 down, 2 down on the day. So you can always look to play the hourly reversals back down. What are hourly reversals? They're the bearish signals on your strat combo sheets. Or you can wait patiently for daily corrective activity. So a 2 up, don't do anything that day. And then the following day, wait for the reversal back down and ride it back down. Just keep doing that. IWM. Okay, I guess I should probably get into my market outlook now. That was really long. But that's what happened. So let's see. We got the month, the week, the day. I'm trying to see if I want to use those. No, I'm going to go 2 higher time frames. We're going to do the quarter, the month, and the week. Okay, hold on. Sorry, they're ugly. Okay, so the Qs have not yet triggered their quarter. Have not yet gone 2 down, continuation on the month. The weekly has not yet hit its target. So you can be looking for actionable signals to get in on that. Because as of right now, QQQ is the strongest one because it has not triggered its quarter. So also kind of with that being said, you might want to stick to the SPY stuff because it's weaker, or definitely IWM stuff because it's the weakest, right? And I've been watching this range for forever. I've been talking about this mother bar that we've been in for all year. Doesn't mean you can't trade within here. It is a tradable range. But we finally are breaking down and out of it. And looking to visit 2022 lows real soon. Because I also want to show you the 6-month chart. The whole first 6 months of this year, we've been an inside candle. Now we opened, you can see the continuity flip from green to red, Now we just triggered that mother bar or 6-month bar to the downside. So our target is down here to get out of this mother bar. And this mother bar is these 2 months. That's really all it is. Wait, the low 163.28, 162.50. Okay, technically those 3 months, so that quarter. So yeah, we'll be looking to go down there. So keep looking for actionable signals. We had one this week. This was a 2 up. What's the reversal? 2 down. Target 1. Target 2 is the 6-month quarter. And let's look at the weekly. There's nothing in the way to stop it from getting there. We have no other targets in there. There might be something on the daily, but it's really not worth. I guess I can. Nope, there's nothing. It's one candle from where we are currently, that little purple line to the lows. It's one candle. So there is nothing else. 3-month, month, week. All right, let's go to the Dow. So DIA in suit with the rest of the market. Re-triggered the quarter, is now red on the year. So this is full time frame continuity. So year down, red. And we just triggered our 2 up, or re-triggered our 2 up, 2 down quarter. And we're targeting this low here, so 325. I see another level there. So those are your downside targets for Dow. Dollar is at the top of this Browning formation, but it tried to reverse 2 weeks ago. Didn't go anywhere. We have an inside week this week. It does look like it's closer to going 2 down. Which technically you could take that as well, because you would have the quarter would no longer be in force. The month, this is a continuation anyway, but the month would then be red, and then the week would be red. So you would have full time frame continuity. So you just have to watch this inside bar whichever way it breaks, because if it breaks to the downside, your target is going to be that swing low or pivot low. And if we break to the upside, your target 1 is going to be a new local high, and then this pivot high back here. Gold, last, or I guess 2 weeks ago when I was talking about it, I was talking about outside month being our target, which it hit that, and then it went and took out this double top over here. So it kind of did what it was supposed to do. And I have been expecting a new all-time high on gold this year. We've got 2 months left, so if we go 3-2 continuation next month, I don't see why we couldn't, but gotta let the charts do their thing. So Bitcoin is a 3-2 down, 2 up month, which it already hit its target, its first target. If it's going to keep going, it's gonna go up there. But we had some news in here which triggered the 2 down, 2 up week to reconfirm the month. It's something I want to just cover really quickly, because people make the strat so hard, and it doesn't need to be so hard. If you have a setup on a monthly basis like we have here, oh, that's not a 3. I don't know why I said a 3. Anyway, a green 2 down. Your entry is the pink line, your target is the green line. What you can do, so you don't get confused when you go down to smaller time frames, is throw a box on it, drag it out. This is what I call the take action window. This is your magnitude window. This lets you know if you're in force and if you've hit your target yet. So your job as a stratter is to know your monthly trigger and your monthly target, and you're supposed to look for bullish, smaller time frame actionable signals to get you to your target. So this was picture perfect with the 2 down, 2 up to re-trigger the month, and it hit its target. So if you get lost in the higher time frames because you don't properly annotate your charts, consider doing this. You can even go down to the daily time frame and look for actionable signals. This inside and up initially failed, which you can take that, but you're going to have to stop out when it comes back below your original inside and up trigger, right? But that's all right. Doesn't mean we can't retry. Just stop out, protect yourself. That's your job. Don't get killed. So then what? You got a 2 down, 2 up, and that is the one that, boom, hit the monthly target. But you notice how you're in your little gray box? That means that's when you click the buttons, people. If you have a bullish monthly setup, you're looking for daily bullish setups to get you through the box. So try doing that. I'm always trying to look for ways to make things easier for people, because I'm serious, they make it so hard. All right, SMH, all-time high exhaustion risk. And we've got a quarterly reversal about to trigger. And I guess last week or 2 weeks, whatever, I don't know. This was the dream setup, right? A bunch of 2 ups, 2 downs. So you could have been in from there hoping to get down here. I mean, there's no reason to exit this. It's still good. And that's your quarterly trigger. Oof. That looks like it could fall pretty fast through here, doesn't it? So that's looking good. See where that gets. Low. So the VIX triggered the 2 down, 2 up quarter. Boom, we've hit our target. I mean, we'd have to see a whole lot of puking, but we did just trigger all the quarters, so it's possible. If you like to play the VIX, you can look for daily actionable signals to get back in or what have you. I mean, the next actual target is really far away. That would be so awesome for traders, for day traders, if we could get back up to 30, just because it makes trading so much more fun. XBI. So XBI triggered the quarterly, I guess, last month, and it's still going. And we're expected to get down here. 61.78. So again, just look for weekly or daily actionable signals to get back in. Don't just FOMO in at the lows. Be patient if you want to get in on that. And what do I mean by corrective activity? Right here. Counter trend. You don't want to go long that. You want to wait for shorts back down. What's a short? It's on your sheet. 2 up, 2 down. Boom. Enter short there. Like that, over and over. Let's make that the week. So XLB, things are just going to where they're supposed to be going. So we triggered the quarterly on XLB back. I don't have this one marked for some reason. So XLB, we had a weekly 2 up, 2 down to re-trigger the quarterly. Where are we going? The pivot low. Right there. 74.71. XL. Ugh. So this is just stuck. We're just an inside quarter. So Thought we might be able to hit an outside month, but not looking like it with this shooter week. So I don't really love anything in this sector. XLF Financials finally is breaking down from its, well, not quite. I think I was just showing a mother bar, but we triggered the quarter. 2 up, 2 down. It's the same stuff on everything. You're just going to see weekly actionable signals that re-triggered the quarters. And then if things keep going down in financials, which I don't see why they wouldn't, that's your target. Okay, I need to get a copy of my line. Copy XLI. All-time high exhaustion risk. We just re-triggered the quarterly trigger on the weekly 2 up, 2 down. Boom, that hit its target. Immediate target. Next target, down here, down here. So see how everything is the same? Weeklies to re-trigger the quarterlies. How do you know it's a quarterly? Because you should have it marked. That's a 2 up. What's the next 2? 2 down. A weekly to trigger the quarter. This is what we were waiting for. We were waiting for this because we didn't want to short at the lows. That's bad trader. Nope. XLK looks just like SMH. All-time high exhaustion risk. We're looking for the 2 up, 2 down quarterly reversal. Haven't gotten there yet. So if we're going to do it, you're going to have to look for a way in on the daily if you did not enter on the weekly. XLP did hit temporary downside exhaustion back here when we took out that 66.18, and that's where you saw corrective activity because that's where you're supposed to expect corrective activity. But it doesn't mean it has to be a full reversal. You just should be expecting a move the other way. So now it's setting up for a move back down. So the new target would be, you know, that swing low right there. XLU, same story as XLP. We did hit downside exhaustion when we took out that pivot low right there on the week. That's where you saw corrective activity. Okay, you should expect corrective activity at your targets. You're supposed to be, people are supposed to be taking profit there. So you'll see profit taking, corrective activity, boom, look for a reversal back in. Same thing, new target, new swing low. XLV is just tight, 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 tight. Mother bar problems. What's the mother bar? That's the highest swing high. That's the lowest swing low. So it all happened in one quarter, which was what? Q2 of 2022. We've been stuck in that range this whole time, so I wouldn't touch this. XLY hit upside exhaustion last quarter, got our reversal this quarter on what? A shooter week. Lots of pivots below that I already had marked, I guess, from the weekend video a couple of weeks ago. Ooh, XRT retail, little laggard guy. So this is set up for exactly what we got on everything else last week. So what we want is the 2 down. So we want to go short there. Target 1 is here. Target 2 is here. So retail finally got, I remember I was saying that we had 10 weeks of straight down corrective activity. So I would want to wait for corrective activity before shorting. Because you don't know what's going to happen with this pivot machine gun. It could have rocketed all the way up here. We don't know. All we know is we're not going to be part of it. We're going to wait, see what happens, wait for our reversal back down because we have full time frame continuity to the downside. And I don't just take a pivot machine gun. I have to have a reason, and the reason is always exhaustion. We did not hit exhaustion and then get a pivot machine gun, so I would have never taken that long. Okay. Oh, I want to talk about Tesla real fast because I was talking about shooters and how the best weekly shooters are going to be the ones that can trigger higher time frame strat setups. And what do I mean by that? Everything, we start with the higher time frames, so we know that we had a 2 up quarter, so the only possible reversal would be a 2 up, 2 down. So we're expecting the 2 down. Monthly is in the middle. Last month we failed the 2 up. So what does that tell you? It tells you the bulls lost and you should be looking short. And we were at stat. And I know we had earnings, but the point is still the point I'm trying to make is when you have a weekly 2 up, 2 down that can trigger a monthly 2 up, 2 down, that can trigger a quarterly 2 up, 2 down, this is the most A+ setup you can find. And you should learn how to take these. And I know that there was earnings in there, but you could have taken a really far out of the money lotto. That would have been fun. You know what I mean? And it, boom, hit that quarterly trigger. But what I always say at stat is higher time frame triggers are lower time frame targets. So that's why you would always hear Rob say you don't got to be the first one in. And that's exactly why. Because people who were short from the weekly trigger right here, they're going to exit fully or cover fully, or most, I would say they should cover fully. If they were in from here, 250 to 212, they're going to lock in their 15%, right? So when you do that, you have to buy to close. So that's how come you'll see corrective activity at higher time frame triggers, and why we don't want to be the first ones in. What do you want to do? You want to wait for corrective activity in the form of a 2 up. And then what? You don't want to do anything with it. Then what? Wait for the 2 back down. That's how we roll. All right, this video is hella long. I wish you guys all a great week, trading week, big earnings week, big earnings. So be very mindful with that. And if you're planning on holding overnight, that is very risky, in my opinion, during earnings seasons, because as you know, you can have good news and it'll go down. So be smart. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Ooh, please like and retweet and share.